I went to the class and I said, you know what, we're starting a software company. Anyone who can get us an order, we'll give you 20% commission and upfront.
Did you know the costing metrics then?
Nothing. We just said, let's do something and get some orders. We can always adjust it in how much we charge the client.
So you're clear about it?
Yeah, client will never know how much it would cost, right? So you can charge that, and you can charge like 125%, so you can give 20% off.
That was your thought?
Commission, yeah. So I said, I'll adjust in the how much I charge the client, but let someone feel that. So
I wish this works now.
I still think it does. I still think value selling is more important than cost-based selling. So we always used to say in our company that you must sell at a cost which is affordability minus, never cost plus. So if you gauge the affordability of the client and sell a little lower than that, you will clinch the deal. Okay. So that does work. So anyway, coming back to this, we said 20%. And suddenly we started, and we said, reach out to anyone, your uncles, aunts, anyone wants software for their shops, their whatever, who knows. And I remember the first software we got was for State Bank of India, Shivaji Nagar, Infantry Road branch. It was called the Shivaji Nagar branch. It was on Infantry Road. And it was for something that they wanted. That was 50,000 rupees. So we started making, we didn't get the 50,000. We asked for advance, and in that we asked for 30,000 advance. They said, no, we'll give only 25. We took 25. Of that, we gave 10,000 as, the commission straight away. And we had only 10,000 left. You can't get a computer in 10,000. So we didn't have a computer to code and deliver this, but we anyway took the order. Then we figured out, so we worked with a major IT company where we said, we'll do a project for you free. But then you've got to give us your computers to work on our project in the night. First, they said, no, we don't need anything and you please go away. And we said, we'll do it in the night. So we started doing it in the evening and in the night. We coded for our stuff as well as we gave them some software free. Incidentally, the software that we made for them was a sales tracking system. And now it's called Salesforce, and we've got CRMs and all of that. But back then we didn't know we were writing a CRM, but we wrote quite a bit about what salespeople do and so on. So anyway, it was useful for them. But in the meantime, we earned our first, some money with which we bought our first computer. But when we got our first computer, we didn't have money for a table. Where do you keep it? So there was a story of how we went out, and all these construction sites, they have these wooden things where they bend the wire. So they were dismantling one of those and going. And we asked, hey, can we take this? They said, yeah, we throw it away. So we took it and kept it, and we put a tablecloth on it, and that was our first table for the computer. Then of course we borrowed another table as we got more computers one was from my chartered accountant and so on. So then we kept growing.
Okay, that was a perfect foundation for you to kickstart in a massive manner, which turned out to be later.
Yeah, we requested those office people, the big, I won't name the multinational, but it was a huge IT company even back then. And we requested if we can then continue after developing their software, can we continue this arrangement in the evening? And they said yes, they were kind enough to say yes. And so we started our company there. So we would tell everyone that's our office. In the evenings, we would take people there, all our clients.
So was this the foundation to do AWPL?
It was not the foundation for AWPL. It was another company which was only software development. We would develop products and so on. But along the way, a little later, I think in 1996, this was 94 we had started while I was in college, and it went on for 2-3 years. In 96, we had through that recruitment thing, we had a consultant. We went to someone to run the pitch and sharpen our pitch. That person, Sunil, kept in touch. Me and Sunil, we kept in touch. And he said he got the idea of starting AWPL. So he asked me, come, what are you doing in this software thing? Come, we'll do something bigger. And then he called one of his other friends. His other friend said, I'm partners with someone else. I can't start Cyrus. He called Cyrus. And then Cyrus called Viraf. He said, I'm partners with Viraf. I can't start another company without him being there. So that's how the four of us got together for AWPL, which was Automated Workflow Private Limited. That time we had got the domain name also, A Workflow, which was a workflow. So in a way, it was that generic. We started workflow automation and document management and imaging and all of that. What is known as content management now, enterprise content management and business process management.
What convinced you that sectors like banking and insurance, which are traditional and conservative sectors, way back then, back in the early 90s, were ready for a workflow automation?
No, so we weren't convinced that, we didn't know it would be banking and insurance back then. We narrowed down our fields to banking and insurance only in 2012.
Okay, so it
before
was
that-
not narrowed down as banking and insurance. You're open for all the workflows.
Yeah, we never did only services. I mean, our first services project was used to build the product, and then it was always a product sale. So we always wanted to be a product company, and we built the product in a generic fashion, horizontal.
But was that more adapted to banking and insurance clients or no?
No. In fact, our first client was Arthur Andersen,
Okay.
which is back then was a consulting company.